Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of 5 Minutes with Gray Hair Dave. That's right, it's me, it's no AI today, it's just me. Your gray haired, gray bearded, glasses wearing, fuzzy ball, gray haired Dave. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing really well. I've had a great week. I have gotten a lot of things done with my life, things going on around here for me, like work, that old job thing. This week I've been blessed to work 3 days instead of just two, and I had a great night last night with that. But anyway, not that that has anything to do with this podcast, but something that does is my new sponsor. My new sponsor for this podcast is going to be, you ready for it? Boomer Podcasters. Boomer Podcasters is a podcast for boomers, Gen Xers, Gen Y, and Gen Z, or anybody else who wants to learn how to podcast the easy way, the way that is not going to break the bank when it comes to equipment. And I'm not here to sell you an expensive program. Down the line, I might want to sell you something, but this is me wanting to help baby boomers get their word out. That's what that's all about. And as well as anybody else who wants to. But it's in my opinion, it's needed. There's so many people out there who have so much knowledge that they need to get it out there before it's gone forever. So anyways, that's who's sponsoring me now. And the host of that show is this really nice guy called Gray Hair Dave. So it's a little self-serving here. This week in and around my world also has been kind of fun because I've been watching the left politically implode upon themselves almost. All of a sudden, people are realizing, hey, we didn't win and we could have done better. And the Democrats are not trying to rub their face. The Republicans are not trying to rub their face in it. And the new President-elect Trump, is moving forward quickly with his nominees for new offices. Not new offices, but for cabinet members and things such as that. And I tell you, I like it. He's not letting grass grow underneath his feet here. He's taking transition this time between now and January 20th, 2025 to get things done. So that when January 20th at 12:01 hits, he and his team can start doing things. They can start governing. It's amazing. Just hearing that Trump won has changed some attitudes around the world. It's like, oh, we're not going to get away with stuff like that anymore, or again, like we have been lately. There's this thing out here, and I told a friend of mine because I heard it on a podcast. In fact, I need to reference this. I heard this on No Agenda, I believe. It was either No Agenda or Podcasting 2.0. It was with Adam Curry. And he said, and I believe this is true, he said this shortly after the election, that the Democrats were going to try to push Biden out of office so that Harris could be the 47th president. Now, that didn't go very far, but I thought about it really quickly, and I told a friend of mine that I believe that that's going to come true, and all of a sudden I see things like that trying to happen. It's been suggested more and more often, and I hope I hope and hope and hope that they don't do that to him. He won. He stepped down for her. She didn't win. Yes, he doesn't deserve another 4 years because I don't think he's capable of it. But I don't think that he deserves to be pushed out of office with only 2 months left, folks. I really don't. I mean, it's almost November 20th here. So he'll have 2 months. He's just fine. He came out and made a speech and was more energized and happy looking than I've seen him in months. Not that we've seen him much in the past months, but they ignored him, and I think that's part of the reason they lost. And he is the only person that can say he's beaten Donald Trump in a presidential election. Now, I'm not leaning one way or the other here. I'm just I'm telling the facts as I see them. I really, really am. It's just amazing. You've got people on the left who are having to admit that they are going to have to deal with this. And that's a sad thing. You don't have to deal with this. Don't make it your life's job to try and put him down. Go on with your life. So many people, when he was president the first time, made it their life's mission to trash the guy. And all he was trying to do in his mind was create a better life for people in America. And I'll be honest with you, things were better when he was in office last time. Now, granted, prices go up all the time, but they seem to go on up higher this time than before. So if you are a person who listens to this and you're not in the United States, thank you again for listening. And if you are, I'm sure some of this is boring, but I'm also sure some of this is like watching a soap opera for you, because you're over here going, there go them Americans doing it again, trashing each other. He's gotten that way over here, folks. And I hope it's not that way where you live. I really do. So what else is going on besides politics in my life? What else is going on in your life besides politics? Anything? I'm sure something's going on. So I was looking at it a couple of days ago. I was looking at things going on around here. And, it's that time of year. It's fall here. It's fall everywhere. And the weather hasn't changed much yet. It's going to change for us this weekend. And it's not the end of November yet. So that means it's still hurricane season. And wouldn't you know it, there's a small storm or a storm of brewing down South America way that's going to probably come and visit us middle of next week. They don't think it's going to be a hurricane, but they say we're going to get a lot of rain out of it. And we're already a little water soaked down here. There are places down here in Central Florida. This is Central Florida where, we didn't get the brunt of it, of Milton. We didn't. We still got places whose streets are flooded because the drainage infrastructure has not upgraded with the volume of people who live here now. Because in Florida, where I live, and I live in Central Florida, people are just constantly moving down here because they want to retire down here in Florida. That's what I did. Yeah, I did that back in 2006. And I'll tell you what, I haven't looked back. I'll be down here in 2 years. I'll be down here 20 years. So I've been here 18 years. That's a long time. But I tell you what, I do love it here. If you've never been to Florida, it's a gorgeous state. There's lots to see and lots to do. I watch on Facebook and on a couple of the local sites online for the the West Coast cities that I like the Tampa Bay area, the Clearwater, St. Pete Beach area, which is one of my favorite areas around. And you know how if you get snow, you get plows out there and picking up, pushing away the snow. Well, they're having to do the same thing with the sand, and they're just piling it up. And it's so if you guys need sand, get a hold of us. Get a hold of the West Coast of Florida. I'm sure they can send you some because it's been churned up from the bottom of the Gulf of Mexico. So it's pure Gulf of Mexico sand, folks. That's a business for somebody over there selling Gulf of Mexico sand. We'll ship it anywhere. Probably need to ship it somewhere, right? But anyway, that's but it's sad. And there's so many people who are still so devastated they can't afford another one for a while. Interest rates are high here, and now you've got insurance rates that are they're out of this world. Out of this world. I am glad I rent. I really am, because I don't have to pay flood insurance or home insurance. It's just crazy. It's just crazy up here. Or down here, I'm sorry. But anyways. So that's my ranting and raving for today. I hope you enjoyed this. I know I went on a little bit long about the political stuff, and that'll start to wear off, and I'll start to get into other things. But I do want you to think about that new business program, especially if you listen to me and you're in Florida. You could make a good business out of that, selling Gulf of Mexico sand. They need sand to put at the bottom of those ships in a bottle, right? Anyway, those are my thoughts for today. If you know somebody who doesn't know what a podcast is, doesn't know how to play one, doesn't know how to find one, doesn't know what genre to listen to, or genre, doesn't know how to follow or subscribe, please do me a favor and show them, won't you please? Also, don't forget, look at boomerpodcasters.com. Go to the website, boomerpodcasters.com. Look at it. Tell me what you think. There's a new guy. It's a different looking guy than Gray Hair Dave on this, because this is all about Gray Hair Dave. And Boomer Podcasters is all about Boomer. So this is kind of like an alter ego. That guy. So, and he's like a Gray Hair Dave with more hair. Look at it. Tell me what you think. I want your opinions. Leave me a message there at boomerpodcasters.com. Or you go to this website here, 5minuteswithgrayhairdave.com. That's the number 5minuteswithgrayhairdave.com. Go to the contact me page or any page on either of those sites and leave me a message. Click on a little microphone. All you got to do is leave me your email address, which I have told you before, and I'll continue to say it. I do not sell email addresses. I'm very selfish. I'm keeping them for myself. Myself. Well, two websites. That could be myself. I may send you an email once in a while about what's going on in life, or maybe an offer for a contest or a offer to buy t-shirts or merchandise, if that's something you're interested in. So, don't be afraid. I'm not gonna spam you with a bunch of stuff. I don't have time for that, and I don't believe in it. I'll send you something when I think it's important. So anyways, do me one more favor today, folks. While you're out and about, smile at somebody. You're going to make their day, and they in turn will turn around and make yours. So on behalf of Gray Hair Dave from Gray Hair Productions and Boomer Podcasters, you'll all have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.